mental illness, unhappiness, lack of spiritual maturity, not enough resources to be self-sufficient. When people are not being taught, hey, I have gifts. When the Bible speaks, your gifts will make room for you. People don't understand what that means. So we get so cluttered and focused on building somebody else's legacies and working on somebody else's job that we forget about our own calling. So I believe, what God showed me, that, hey, you have so many talents and gifts that you can make revenue from this. And let me say this at first. When I first got into Duplessis Entertainment, when God told me to step outside the four walls of the church and bring the ministry to the people, he didn't say that, hey, you're going to blow up or you're going to have a lot of money and all this kind of stuff, because that comes later. People don't realize when you get into business, don't expect to make a whole lot of money at first. You got to plant those seeds along the way, and then the harvest will come. I mean, I've had instances where I didn't make any money on some of my stage productions, and when I made a lot of money. So it's a balance that you have, a risk that you have to take. But when you have so many people that are hurt, living in poverty, not having those resources, especially if the government is not giving you adequate enough training, or if they're not pumping the dollars where they need to be pumped so people can get trained. And then if you are on a job, that's not going to be your only source of income. And our spiritual leaders, it's up to our spiritual leaders, our ministers and our pastors and people that are in leadership in these churches, it's up to them to show people, hey, you have gifts. You need to work your gifts. You need to use your gifts. And unfortunately, I have to be transparent. We have pastors that it's just about a me ministry, and it's not about a unification of the masses. It's just really about pouring into their particular ministry and not pouring into themselves. We need to have more. We need to have business classes. We need to show people, just so many skills that are out here that people are lacking in because they don't even realize they have these gifts. It takes business leaders that care about other people to come together and form an alliance of, hey, we're going to make sure everybody is eating from the table and nobody's eating crumbs and nobody's starving. So I really think your mental illness, poverty, and all those things, they cripple economic issues. They take away the opportunities for people to really be their true selves, because if we don't see ourselves as gifted people and godly people, we're going to do harm to ourselves. We're not going to do the right things out here. And then crime stems from poverty. So if you have people that are in poverty, they're going to rob, steal, and kill, and they're going to do everything they can to survive, not knowing that, hey, I have a gift. My hands are gifted. I can fix cars. I can have a mechanic business. Hey, I can sew. I can make a dress, not knowing that I can invest in a sewing machine and make dresses for the little girls in the neighborhood and make money. Not knowing that I'm a baker. I can bake a cake and make it taste natural or whatever. So many people don't realize what goal they have on the inside of them, and that is when I found out my goal, and when I found out those treasures that I had, I started executing them and implementing them, and that's why so many great things have been happening in my life. And I got a lot of ups and downs, but I have faith in God. When you have faith in God and you know your gift, you know your calling, you're definitely you're gonna prosper. It's gonna come.
Absolutely, and that's so profound what you're sharing, Trinese. Even when you're facing opposition, you have to remain positive and continue to have that zest for life. And what you mentioned about economics, so many people in the world dealing with economic disparities, economic inequalities, and they don't really know what direction to go in and how to diversify their portfolio. Even though we have so much information on the World Wide Web, we need to empower the people financially.
Exactly.
We have to become financial literate. And you mentioned about having these classes, business classes, because some people just really have not been taught the financial strategies and they have those skill sets. And sometimes you could just use your gift, and your gift will make room for you. in
exactly.
a lot of different ways.
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
Even with small businesses, some people start a small business for less than $100 because small businesses are the backbone of the American economy.
Exactly.
So what you're sharing about these economic keys is really, really needed, because we talked about this a little bit earlier on a radio broadcast about in the Bible, there's about 500 some verses on prayer, about 500 some verses on faith, but it's more than 2,000 verses on money.
Yes,
so
indeed.
God is showing us something, even through His Word, but we have to put those kingdom principles in place in our life. And even when you feel like you are doing it, you're still not really seeing results. You have to know that God's promises stand. So you continue to stand on His Word, be intentional, write your goals and your visions down, and be intentional about it, just like you were intentional. You held on to the Word. You may not have seen it with the prophetic word come to pass right then and there. The gift has always been in you as a child, but you have to keep cultivating that gift.
Exactly.
And you believed in it. You stepped out. You took action. And just like Dr. Martin Luther King, you mentioned about legacy. We create legacy for other people, but we have to create a legacy for ourselves. And like Dr. Martin Luther King said, he says, for the compelling necessity of embracing the fierce urgency of now, for there's no substitute for action. We have to take action. We have to take action and be proactive, action-oriented. So, Trinese, what you share with us is a bold and brilliant grand strategy of action that can be executed by anyone who is willing and able to develop a personal sense of integrity, intelligence, intense work ethics that will allow them to take the will of their lives and drive forward towards their own best destiny. And I believe that Candace can give us a little bit more on that, because she knows about the whole furlough situation.
Okay.
And she can expound a little bit more on that.
Okay.
Well, I've been enjoying this conversation, and it's more than a conversation that I hear you and Tammy, Trinese, talk. It's an exhortation for greatness. And so I hear you all exhorting us today to really take hold of the Word of God that's alive and apply it to our lives, that we could be kingdom citizens, right?
Yes.
We say we're Christians, but, it's like help us in our unbelief, because we don't believe all of those 2,000 scriptures that Tammy just talked about, that the Father does want us to prosper. John 10:10, it says the thief come except to kill, steal, and destroy, like Trinese said, but the word is not finished. It says, but Jesus came that we would have life and have it more abundantly. And some versions say to the full measure. And so I just love this. You all are exhorting me. I mean, there's something that's alive and powerful in the words that are coming over the airways to the people and even to myself. Trinese, I'm going to get to my question, but I have to tell you, woman Yahweh, you are a godly woman. You are a virtuous woman. Who can find a virtuous woman? When I say you all in Proverbs 31, you are helping women that are listening today that think that they can't because they have a husband. They can't because they have obligations. They can't because they have a job. Everything that you all are talking about is so key. And that shutdown, the Father said, I could let a shutdown come to shake you. Because if there's a lot of us that think we're going to lean on a job and not lean on Jehovah Jireh, our provider, not lean on those gifts that's going to make room for us. And something else you said, Trinese, that was so powerful. I just have to push this out, and I have a question. But one of the things you said, listen, my gift, I didn't develop it until later. Some of us think that we got to wait another year or two, or everything's perfect, or that I missed my moment. I love that. And with that in mind, can you tell our audience, even now, it's not too late. Can you tell them from your perspective, how can they brand their business? How can they brand that thing that's in them that needs to come out?
Yes, ma'am. Well, let me say this. First of all, you need to know 100% sure that God is in alliance with you on this business venture, and make sure that this is your gift. You need to make sure you get that authority from God. This is my gift. This is my calling. This is what I'm supposed to do. And what happens to some people, they jump into another gift lane that's not even theirs. And I say stay in your gift lane, meaning that, because you see, I'm going to say an example for myself. Somebody see me writing these plays. Oh, I could write a play. And then they find out, okay, it's not that easy. Oh, I could put on a play. It's not that easy. Is that really what you want to do? And if you're doing it for the sole purpose of money, and it's not your gift, you're going to get out of it quickly. There's so many people get in it for the money. Oh, playwriting business must be lucrative. Oh, come on, I can fill this auditorium up with 700 people. You know what I'm saying? So they're thinking about all that, the money, and not getting authority or permission from God to say that this is what I'm supposed to do. And you know your gift is in singing, but you're trying to write plays. Okay? So I find out what my gift was, and I marketed on it. First of all, the way social media is set up now, there's so many free advertisements, so many free websites. So Facebook has given me a great platform. I've used Facebook and Instagram and Twitter to my advantage. I've used it to brand myself. And when I have an idea or a play or anything, or something that I'm trying to market, I will push that baby on out there. I will put it out there. I will make sure it's professional looking. I will make sure that it is a need for the people, and not just a want, but it's a need. Because first of all, I put ministry first in this playwriting business. Because if it's going to transform lives, if it's going to move you, if you're going to take it with you from years to come, just like the movie Color Purple, we remember that years to come. That's the type of work that I'm doing. That I want you to remember a line in this play, or that it's going to apply to my life. So make sure that it is your gift, and make sure you market. Use the free marketing, because sometimes your budget is not ready to pay for this and pay for that. So use Facebook. Even if you have, say for instance, you have a personal Facebook page, right? That's your personal friend list that's on there. But you want to build a business page, okay? You get your LLC. If it's going to be a small business, you get that and pay the $100 or whatever it is in your city and state. You pay that, and then you start billing on that, and then you build you a business page, and then you start marketing what you have going on. And what you do when you want to have customers, when you want to start building a clientele, you got to give away free stuff first. You got to give away free stuff in the beginning so people can get accustomed to your business, and then word of mouth spreads so fast. Word of mouth spreads fast. Oh, you have a cake business. Somebody you went out and you gave samples out of your cake, and then you give a card with that cake. This is my card, but I want you to taste my pecan cake. And people are going to start talking about your products and like, man, did you taste this cake? I need to call this lady. I need to order this cake for this party. I need like 30 cakes or something like that. If you have a catering business, 6 little dishes to give out. So you have to give and to receive. That's good. You have to give to receive. So market that thing professionally. Do it with love and do it with passion, and then everything is going to come in order. You're doing it for the right reason, and then you have the blessings from God that, hey, this is what I want you to do. Then the sky will be unlimited.
Which is the theme of the show, right?
Yes.
Tammy loves to speak to this branding, because what I hear you say, Trinese, and I really want Tammy's input on this. What I hear you say is, one, make sure you get a mandate and not what I like to call holy hustle. You hear what I'm saying? And also something, because I know Tammy is going to speak to this, because it's so powerful, is that what happens as believers, we want to enter into something, but, we don't have the faith for it, and you can't move without faith. If you're in fear, then what's going to be, is if you think about your environment of your child, right, in the womb, and it's like, what are you putting your child through? If you don't, if you're, putting yourself through a situation that's causing fear and panic, and you're going through things, the child on the inside can feel that impact. So what are you sowing into your business, that kingdom business? And so